Question 4. To complete all my work at A2, it was split into 3 areas. For each area, I've used different types of technology to help me complete my work. The first section was research and planning. In research and planning, I have used YouTube, Google Forms, a camera and Word. I used YouTube during my research stage to watch different types of music videos on YouTube, such as Ed Sheeran, Castle on a Hill, to see how they use codes and conventions. I also watched the original of my music video on YouTube, and then I reviewed the music video to understand the different types of music videos. I have also looked at different music videos to see the codes and conventions what I used within my chosen genre. I reviewed it to see what made a good pop song, to see the different types of music videos, and to also see what codes and conventions I used in each music videos. I also used YouTube to upload my permission vine, so I could then get the embed code to put it on my Weebly. I used Google Forms to carry out a survey to find out what my target audience of teenage girls would like to see in a pop song. I did this so I knew what I was putting in my product would interest my target audience. When everyone had finished filling in the questionnaire, Google Forms put the results into graphs for each question. This then made it easier for me to analyse the results as they were all in order and a good format. I used the camera to start filming clips of my music video so I could start putting them together to see if the clips I've got go together. The first thing I made with my clips was an animatic to see if my music video would look good. I use Word to write up all my work. I also use Word as I find it an easy software to use and easy to display my work in a professional way. The second section was construction. In construction, I used a camera, Adobe Premiere, Photoshop, YouTube, an Apple iPhone and Weebly. I used the camera in the construction stage to film all my footage for my music video. I used the HD camera and it also had a stabiliser in it, so when I was filming freehand it didn't pick up when my hand was shaking a little bit, so the footage looked better. I did have a few issues with the camera I used, as when zooming in and out you could hear it on the camera and made my footage look unprofessional. For my first music video draft I used the software After Effects. I found this software really hard to use at first, and it took me a couple of attempts to even be able to edit the music video. I found it the hardest to match up the lip syncing, as it was very hard to make my song go along with how the actress was singing. For my final draft of my music video, I moved to Premiere Pro. I found this software simple to use and I got a much better professional finish to my music video, as it was much faster software on the computer, which meant it was easier to sync up the clips to the audio clip. On Premiere Pro it is easier to be able to cut the clips as it has an eraser tool. I didn't use Movie Plus to make my music video as the sync was very poor, so I found it very hard to be able to lip sync perfect, which then meant my music video looked unprofessional. To design my digipack, I used the software Photoshop. I use this software as it allowed me to set out the plan for my digipack. I put the measurements in for my digipack and then I can start to fill it. I started by editing my front cover. I used the black and white tool and I also cropped it down to make it the right size. I then used the text tool to get the text I needed. I then did the same for each square with the image and the back of the digipack. For my magazine advert, I also used the software Photoshop, as it allowed me to make the image that I have on the front symmetrical. I did this by editing it on one side and then flipping one side of the image onto the other side. I then used the same text tool to put in my text. I use YouTube to upload my music video onto YouTube for my audience to see. Another reason I put it on YouTube was so that I could again get the embed code to put it on my Weebly. I also put my advert for my music video onto YouTube. I used an Apple iPhone when taking photos for my Digipacker magazine, as my phone has a better quality camera than the video camera. The reason I went for a better quality camera is because I want my work to look professional as it can. To present all my work, I used Weebly. By putting it on Weebly allowed me to present my work in a professional manner and an easy way to find all my work when you need it. To be able to put videos up on my Weebly, I have to put them on YouTube. By putting it on YouTube, it gives me an embed code to then copy onto my Weebly. Using YouTube also means that a wider audience will be able to see my product. For the third section, evaluation, I used SlideShare, Facebook, YouTube, Google Forms and a camera. I used SlideShare to upload my PowerPoint to Weebly as it made it look more professional on my Weebly page. It also made it easier to view the PowerPoints when looking at them on my Weebly. There are also different buttons on each of the pages to navigate the viewer to each piece of work if they wish to look at it. I used Facebook in my evaluation as I posted a questionnaire on my wall for all my friends to comment on. I use Facebook as it is an easy way to get my survey across to a lot of people with just one post, as people who I have as friends can like my post, which will then allow their friends that I don't have on Facebook to see it. I also use Facebook as my target audience, which is teenagers, as they all have Facebook, meaning that my results will be specific to my music video. It was also an easy way to upload my ancillary task images for them to be able to share it with my friends and liked by people. By my friends sharing and liking my images more, people will be able to see it. I use YouTube as I could get people to watch it through watching it on YouTube, because near enough everyone uses YouTube, and then they could give me their feedback. I uploaded my music video and my permission vine to YouTube as it's a free site to use, and many of my target audience, which is teenagers, use it. I used Google Forms to create another survey. For this survey, I went around my peers and asked them all to fill it out. The survey was on feedback for all three of my products software, and at the end, when all my results were collected in, it put it into graphs for me, so it was easy for me to view them when reviewing. It then made it easier to display the results in my work and write about them, as they were already put into graphs.